Welcome back to the garage. I do read the comments and I do listen and I do some reading or viewing as you guys suggest. So to that end, I now have a vacuum gauge. So all of this side is set up to where I think it should be. Now all that's left is to get this thing up to temperature and see where the vacuum is at. Because apparently this will tell me everything I need to know. Even though the manual says be accurate and do all this stuff, apparently that's all you need. So let's see how this works out. Now it is, China's finest, so it's slightly miscalibrated and this adjustment screw does nothing. I already tried, but let's see where this goes. Just knowing that it'll probably read a little bit low on here. I think I'm aiming for about 17. I guess when measuring completely cold and with the throttle pulled, while that's heating up, there's been one little bit of a development. The nut on this is rusted. There was a big old dirt dauber nest on it, and the threads of it are mostly rusted away, so this thing will not come off. So I'm gonna have to, the cable's already broken, so I'm gonna have to just rip the knob off and drill it out. I didn't have time for that noise yesterday, so I just temporarily put my replacement right here, and it works pretty well. Still low. I don't know how well you can see that gauge, but I can see it clearly enough for what I'm going to be doing. And I'm tired of getting shocked by this thing, so I'm going to glove up. This gauge is it's slightly above where it should be. That right there is right about 17. So I did just do a compression test off camera because it's a compression test, but 100, 190, 100, which is lower than the 125, 115, 110, 110 it was. Why that is, I don't know, but it was hot this time and it was cold when I did that before. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. Regardless, that funky hissing noise, I think I found out what the cause is. So if we look over here at the inside edge of the intake manifold, that looks like a shadow, but no, that's actually blackened. And you can kind of see on the little blade here of the carburetor. I don't think there's a good way to get a camera in here and a light, but yeah. If I just rub on that a little bit, that is some oily smoke coming out of there, I guess. So yeah, that's where the problem is. There's an exhaust leak from that gasket. Idle. Still getting the funky pop at the exhaust side of things, but that's I can tell that's about where it's going to be happier.
thing has ever idled. Thanks for watching. This probably ended up being a longer one than I intended, but this is getting really dialed at this point. I'm happier with where it's at except for this part. So, see you on the next one.